What's up, family? Welcome to the show. I promise I'm going to say things much more intellectual than that any moment now. Maybe. Possibly. Everybody file on in. Oh, still a little rusty, you know what I mean? I'm still getting used to it. I'm ready! John Leon, Keith Arenza, Justin Pig, Andy Gimbiowski. Let's go! Oscar Conte Oso, that bear you all know. Out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? You heard me. Let's go. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair. That shouts like Ric Flair. Whoa! The Raider Bear! Not the Rombo, who's a fraud and a fake, who steals other people's show openings. So I've come to YouTube to slay him. That Niner chump. Where is he, by the way? Probably not even doing shows because it's the off season. Because that's how the Niner fans and their team think. There's an off season. We all know there's no off season. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all piling in to see your boy Raider Bear. So we can talk about this football. I'm going to answer your questions. Let me continue to say hi to everyone real quick. Corinna Trujillo, always there for Raider Bear. Tony Carpenter Evans. What's up, Tony? Welcome to the show. Air Force in the house. Kevin Kahu. Hano. What's up, brother? Hi, honey. I have to say hi to the boss. James Walker. Oh, what's up, James? Princetta, what's up, love? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear family now. Keith, it's been too long, brother. It's been too long. On T6 Soldier, what up there? Michael sent me. What's up? Appreciate the love. Welcome to the show. Raider at Pepsi. Oh, what's up, Raider at Pepsi? Welcome to the show, love. Always there. Oh, look, Yasuke Nabunaga. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Jim Vanderlyn in the house. There! Yasuke, what's up? Armand Jr. just said, there. Tony Carpenter Evans, I do have music. Woody Brown, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Hope to see you. Hope to hear you're doing well. I'm doing real good. Just lots of stuff going on. You know what I mean? I was regularly on 2 times a day. Lately, I've been coming on once a day only because there's just too much stuff to do. You know what I mean? Right now. But anyway, moving forward, I will say hi and answer your questions. I wanted to get on to some business. The salary cap, it said in this article, the salary cap for the NFL could significantly rise. I'm going to just say it is going to significantly rise. The idea that it's not going to jump, it to me is silly. I'll explain why. Listen to this. After next season, because the NFL's new television deals with Amazon, CBS, ESPN, ABC, Fox, NBC all go into effect in 2023. That's 6 separate networks. Okay, we're talking about billions of dollars. Okay, from each one of those separate networks that all come together. 3.5 billion here, 4.5 billion there, 1.2 billion here, 6 whatever here, and then you get to the NFL will now make $10 billion annually. And I checked, that's not without the Google money to do Sunday Night Football tickets on YouTube TV, which is another 2.5 billion. So they're going to make a cool 12.5 bill with a B billion dollars annually. That's your NFL that's always crying poor and saying that they can't pay to put stadiums in Oakland. That's up to the taxpayer. Really? I mean, I'm not saying they were making that much money then, but it was probably pretty good, whatever it was. Mark Alvarez, family in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Kenneth Parsons, how you doing, brother? Always there for Raider Bear. Bear, please give me hope. What are the Raiders going to do at quarterback? Bill Cox, I can't give you hope. All I can tell you to do is do what I do. Be a Raider fan. That's it. Have hope in that. Be a Raider fan. Because coaches come and go. I mean, we have to remember we watched Derek Carr, what, 7? Think about that. 7. We went through 7 coaches. You know what I mean? That's obscene. And so I would imagine we're going to go through another one relatively quickly when we're done with this little hobbit, Mick Spunky. But when Mick Spunky and Dave Ziegler are all done screwing up the draft and driving our team into the ground, I don't know how many of you are hearing these rumors, but I can clarify for you that some of them are true. For example, I don't think there's any truth to any movement with Max Crosby. So any idea that they're going to make movement with Max Crosby, I just don't believe that. But Chandler Jones and anyone else on the roster, and I mean anyone else, even our young safety, Trayvon Merrick, Denzel Perryman, there's going to be names on the board. Hunter Renfrow, in my opinion, is gone. Darren Waller might survive this, but I don't know. But I'm saying everyone to you, all of you as Raider fans, you just got to buckle up. Because for the next 2 weeks, it's going to get hairy. Well, 3 weeks. The next 3 weeks, it's going to get hairy. Now, Bill, as far as there are a lot of things they can do. Now, I would argue with you that one of the people who I've bashed on my show was Ryan Tannehill. And the reason I bashed him was because he was a converted wide receiver coming out of college, going into the pros, trying to be converted to a quarterback with the Dolphins. And at first, like his first season or two, it was a farce. I mean, he just looked bad. And then season 3, he was better, and then season 4 and 5 and so on and so forth, he was better. And now you got a guy who's a leader in locker rooms, a leader for the Titans, and now he's going to be a free agent, or he is a free agent. And me personally, I take a hard look at Ryan Tannehill. I take a long, hard look at Ryan Tannehill. Now, is Ryan Tannehill the long-term answer? Of course not in my opinion. But is Ryan Tannehill on par with a Derek Carr? I did not intend for that to rhyme like that. But don't think I worked on that. But I think that you could make a comparison and say that, would you say Derek Carr is better than him? I know some of you would. But would you say he's better than him by a lot? I would. If you call Derek Carr an 8, I would call Tannehill a 7. I wouldn't mind putting him out there, and then we can go after this young kid because now you're hearing all the rumors about CJ Stroud, but we'll get into that in a minute. Omar Godoy said, "Hey, Bear, sounds like Justin Fields to the Raiders is gaining traction. Give us the scoop." Well, Omar Godoy, I saw that, but I don't know if I believe it. I just don't know if I believe it. If you were going to do something like that, why wouldn't you just do that with Anthony Richardson? You can just take the kid from Miami, Florida, and just move up, and just get that guy. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be that hard. You know what I mean? And he's not gonna. I mean, I would argue there's a chance he even falls to 7. Now, I doubt it, but there's a chance. As far as rumors of Justin Fields and us making a deal with the Bears, I heard that rumor. But I'll give you more tomorrow when I can dig into it more. But right now, that just doesn't feel real. But there's going to be some stuff that happens. I mean, there's going to be some stuff that happens. So Omar, I gotta be honest with you, Omar. Great profile picture, by the way. Your beard looks like my son. But I gotta say to you, Justin Fields does sound like a plausible move. He's young, but he's not so young that he doesn't know anything about the NFL. You can bring him in, he's gonna understand learning playbooks. And Josh McDaniels has said it himself. He feels like he can make a star out of anyone if they're young and they haven't learned too much, where he has to unlearn bad habits they may have. And this guy's a guy that runs, but he runs and he can throw a little bit. Oh, so Raider, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Oh, so Raider, every time you come on the show, I appreciate that. It gives me that cue to remind everybody, TNBC family and all other Raider clubs, booster clubs, whatever you call yourself, on April 15th to the 16th, Arlington, Texas, TNBC Crew's 6th annual Booster Club season kickoff event, hosted by none other than your boy, Raider Bear. Mama Bear will be there with me. Live music, barbecue, great food, things to do for the kids, lots of fun, a great time out. Do not miss it. Arlington, Texas. Um, it was the Legacy Pavilion, I believe, is the name of the grounds. We're going to be on the Legacy Pavilion. Oso Raider, would you catch me up on that? And what's the name of the bar? And yeah, we're going to get people out there. We're going to have a good time. Tony Carpenter Evans, if you're asking what my YouTube link is, it's R8R Bear, Raider Bear. Cesar Soriano, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Bear, what's the word on a quarterback? Are we going to make a big move? Hope we don't overpay. We're going to make a move, Justin King, but it's probably not going to be anything we see in the press. Now, as far as what my guy was saying a moment ago, Omar Godoy, about Justin Fields, that would probably be the splashiest of splash deals we'll see. If that gets done, that's probably as splash as it gets. Other than that, it's going to be a Ryan Tannehill. They're going to bring back Stidham, maybe start Stidham for 4 or 5 games and then bring in the kid draft, that kind of thing. But to move on Justin Fields, to me, there could be some truth to that in this sense. Remember that when he was given his first, Josh McDaniels, was given his first head coaching opportunity with the Denver Broncos, he drafted Tim Tebow. Now, obviously, Tim Tebow and Justin Fields have nothing in common other than one thing. They both had a run and throw, RPO, run pass option style of play that came directly from how they played in college, and they're trying to bring it over to the NFL. Now, you can run RPO. We watched a Super Bowl with a quarterback running it in Hurst. He, in effect, is running an RPO. And so, if you have a guy and I'll also remember, you've heard me say, one of the reasons why I didn't love CJ Stroud is because of his build. The guy, he has muscle. Don't get me wrong. He's a football player. He trains, and he's going to be a high, if not first round pick. But well, I mean, obviously, he's going to be a first round pick. I meant to say very high. But anyway, long story short, Hurst has a build. I mean, that's why it's built like a firefly. Squats 500 pounds. And yes, you did hear me right. Squats 500 pounds. I don't expect all quarterbacks to come squat 500 pounds. But at the same time, that's the guy you want running an RPO. A guy with legs like that, frame like that, the harder and stronger you are, the harder it is. Doc Raider, what's up, love? Welcome to the show, Val. Ed, what's up, AP? Joe Caetano, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Well, Joe, I know you already heard me say this, but I just want to reiterate: the league is going to be earning $12.5 $12.5 billion every year, starting this year, this upcoming 2023 season. And I just think that means you're going to see more cap space released for all of these teams, obviously including our Raiders. And so the fact that we just got this relief and we've got Derek Carr finally out of the building, which, by the way, I don't care if you Like Derek Carr, don't like Derek Carr. I don't care if you wanted Derek Carr to stay or wanted Derek Carr to leave. You should be excited about our future because we have one finally. With Derek Carr, we had none. He was always going to be what he was. And for us to argue that it was about the defense and it was about the players around him and all those things, maybe so, we'll find out. But I see lots of other quarterbacks selling, and they all have problems on their teams too. So let's see him now what he does at the next level. No excuses be on that. John Silva, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the love. Raider Rick Flair Bear, we definitely need new corner and defense end to pair with Max and a guard and a right tackle and a linebacker. I don't have a clue about quarterback. Okay, so definitely need a cornerback. We can find a cornerback in the draft, at least one, and then another in Jalen Ramsey. I like that idea. You go after Jalen Ramsey, sign a young, aggressive corner in the second. I think we're going to have at least two second-round picks. If we don't end up using one or both of them, it's some sort of Rodgers trade. Getting a defensive end to pair with Max Crosby will still be difficult, but the nice thing is this is one of the deeper drafts we've had in a while at defensive end. And then as far as a right tackle and a linebacker, I've already made it clear I'd like to see us take Skoronski, the kid from Northwestern, number one, and at number 7. And then just at the other picks, find who you want to go with from there. Don't forget there was a report about Jaden Hayter. Jaden Hayter is the quarterback for Fresno State. Yes, Derek Carr's former alumni has another gunslinger quarterback that we're looking at. Mark Alvarez, while I think Lamar Jackson would be exciting, he wants a bag of money that I don't think Mark Davis is prepared to pay. Because it would be, it's not like you heard like with Derek Carr, he just gets 40 million. And then Rodgers, part of his contract is 50 million. Okay? That's not the bad. See, if you get with Lamar, that means you got to guarantee every penny of what you give him. His mom is his agent, as funny as that sounds, but she's a hard baller, and she's basically telling anyone that'll listen that her baby is better than Deshaun Watson, and he got 230 million guaranteed. So I want 200 guaranteed. Hey Bear, CJ Stroud said he really wants to play with Devontae Adams. Your thoughts? Yasuke Nobunaga, any young quarterback would want. And and that comment's out there, but I'll be honest with you, that comment means nothing to Devontae Adams. He knows how good he is. And he has also said he doesn't want a young quarterback. So that's him selling Devontae Adams on him. But I just, yeah. I don't know how many of you also, this is off topic, but I don't know how many of you saw, uh, what's his face? Mac Jones, the Patriots quarterback, doing some kind of like Pilates. I'm over here talking about Jalen Hurts uh, squatting 500 pounds, and then I see the Packer quarterback doing yoga stretches with medicine ball. Like, wow. Eddie Blair, what's up, brother? All the way from overseas. Good to see him. I heard Justin Fields might be up for trade. Would you give a second for him? John Leon, I would give a second round pick for Justin Fields. But they're going to want more than that. They're going to want more than that. I mean, why shouldn't they ask for a first round pick? He's a starting quarterback. He's super young. He is their franchise guy. They can market him that way and say give us first and a third or first and a fifth and a seventh or something crazy like that. I don't know, but is he worth that? There's a reason why his passing didn't pan out with the Bears. And there's a reason why they're willing to let him go. You know, even though they have the first round pick, why would you go away from your quarterback unless you're convinced he's not the guy? And so if the Bears are convinced of that, we should be too. I don't think he's the guy. If you listen to any of the rumors, the Raiders are drafting and signing every quarterback available. Joe Caetano, welcome again, brother. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but I mean, what can you do? I mean, the news has to keep talking about it because then it looks like they got it right. if they just throwing a name at the wall, eventually one will stick. They'll go, "Oh, look, we said that." I just want to remind people, I said Will Levy. Okay, now I feel like Will Levy's got too much spotlight on him, just like what I just did, from other shows, other podcasts are seeing Will Levy, kind of climbing the first round depth chart, so to speak. And I would not be surprised at all if Will Levis comes off the board before we can get him. But I also would not be surprised if he was there at 7. Bob Standard, I don't have anything up for auction right now. I haven't been auctioning for the homeless of late. What I've been doing is I've been making my own contributions to the homeless subscription. But we are going to start auctioning off again soon. I'm going to be doing it only exclusively on Facebook, though. So I'll be getting back to you about that very soon. All right, let's try that. Let's see if my sound gets better. Sometimes when this is sitting on the mic, it's actually touching the mic. Sometimes when it actually touches the mic, it muffles it a little bit. Maybe what's causing it. I'm not exactly sure. We'll try that. See how that goes. Okay, Michael Guerrero has a comment. Let me check it first before it's about the shower. Okay. John Leon, I appreciate that. Tony, make it dip. What's up, Tony? Jenna Moku, I appreciate that. Okay, Michael Guerrero, and the seventh pick, the mighty Las Vegas Raiders select Jalen Carter. I don't think Jalen Carter is going to be available at 7, Michael Guerrero. That would be cool, but I don't think so. Tanamoku, there's no way for me to restart without losing everybody. Like starting the whole show over, and I don't want to do that right now. I would imagine I'm going to it's just getting loose or whatever it's touching is screwing with it, but I'll see what I can do. I've got Mama Bear now in to come in with their mopey face to tell me how it sucks. Why don't you just go back there where the mic is and unplug it and plug the mic back in real quick? It's the one that's. It could be, but I don't know if I don't know if I can turn that off mid show. You know what I mean? Right. My camera is competing with the sound from my microphone, and which is fixable, but beyond my expertise. Want to bring it up on your phone for me? Just pull up your sound for a second and tell me if you hear me in a few seconds. There you go. Sorry, guys. I know you can hear me now. I'm an idiot. My bad. Look, I'm just the looks on the show, okay? I tell people all the time, I'm the talent, okay? I'm not supposed to be responsible for all this technical stuff. That's not what I do. I come here and I smile and I give you guys this, the skinny. Chandler Jones was able to pick up his game once we added Jerry Tillery. Jeff Foster, I just think he started to get in shape. You know what I mean? Anna Diaz Rincon said, I haven't heard anything about that. Yeah, no, there's nothing going on with that. Sign a quarterback, sign Stidham for Chung, change 3-year deal, defensive end, O line trenches. Okay, Rick Samarano. I agree. You got to get into the defensive line, though. Jason Eden, the rumors on Jalen Ramsey are just he's going to be a free agent, and we need a corner. And the Raiders have been spoken of as a team that would be looking at him, and he's looking at us. Anna Diaz Rincon, all rumors are just rumors until they pan out. And some of them do. You know what I mean? And so we have to discuss some of them. I just won't discuss ones like Corinna overheard, whatever she overheard about Colin Kaepernick and the Raiders, that's just all BS. Yeah, Corinna Trujillo, Devontae was very emphatic that he doesn't want a young quarterback, but he has enough time left on his contract that what he wants or doesn't want is almost irrelevant. And especially with a coach like Josh McDaniels who doesn't care about players' feelings, he expects you to do your job. So if he wants to bring in a young quarterback, Devontae Adams is going to have to play with that young quarterback. Doc Raider Bear, do you think the Chicago Bears are going to part ways with Justin Fields? Honestly, Doc Raider, I do think that. And the reason I think that is not because I think he's coming to the Raiders, but because there had already been rumblings that the Bears weren't happy with his ability to run play action and also to stay in the pocket, read things, and not accept the pressure and then always think that means run. Sometimes the pressure is just the pressure. You just slide in the pocket, or you maybe take a step back, or maybe you step forward, whatever the case may be. But it's a dance you do in the pocket if you're going to be a pocket passer. And even if you are a run quarterback, you can't be a run first quarterback. Run first quarterbacks in the NFL get hurt and go home. See RG3. See Colin Kaepernick. Those guys end up sitting on their couch because you cannot run first anymore in the NFL. You can't. And for those of you who don't know this, run first quarterbacks were actually the theme of the NFL at first. In the early 50s, when the NFL was really at its baby infancy, the most valuable player on the team was always the quarterback, but not because he was the leader and the guy who threw the ball like he is today in this era, but because he was the guy that was usually scoring the most touchdowns. That's right. Your quarterback was more your running back / quarterback. So they would step back there, but then immediately run on a lot of plays because they oftentimes were the most athletic player on the team. See as far back as Roger Staubach, who when he was with the Dallas Cowboys, he often would take the snap, go back 3 steps, take one look, and take off. Dak Prescott, same thing. But they're not doing it as a thing. It has to be done when it's there. Use legs when they're there. Jeff Foster Jr., no one should get their Raider info from Mitchell Renz. The man is a rumor mill. Honestly, I don't have anything bad to say about Mitchell Renz other than this. I just feel like he's a little bit static, and I feel like he's a little bit rude with his guests. He uses foul language. He calls people names if they make comments he doesn't agree with. I don't know if I like that. I've had a lot of guys on my show. I've been doing this for 9 years. I've had a lot of guys on my show come on and talk garbage and do that kind of thing. And, I don't let. Raider Bear, sound is better than the last time you were on, but you're still a little bit choppy. Yeah. Heard Georgia has some good DL Alexander. Uh, Roger Rother, good comment. Welcome to the show. I don't know if they're going to be in the board at 7, though. I have a feeling that all this hype about quarterbacks, I think some of that's going to pass some of these teams by on this draft, in the draft order. When it comes to 6 and 7. There's gonna be someone juicy there for us. There really is. I just don't know if we're gonna trade down or make some stupid decision. We'll see. Okay, let's see. I've got that, and it's not that. I'm in the system and sound settings, troubleshooting, and I see my microphone from my camera, and it is not checked. So let's see. Jeff Foster Jr., I appreciate that, but I just double checked what you said. I just figured I'd do it real quick. Tony make a dip. I think we are going to fix our defense, but at the same time, I don't know if that's going to be enough because I think there's a very high likelihood that we're going to move from some of these players, and we're not going to have the same explosive offense. I think Devontae Adams isn't going anywhere, but I don't know what's going on with Hunter Renfro. I don't know what's going on with our number two guy whose name is I already have him off. Steve Marchand, what's up? Welcome to the show. Definitely draft Levis. Mike Ramirez, I agree with that completely. To finish, determined to fix this and get things done. Doggone it. All right, Roger Rother. I see you there. I'm gonna answer all your questions right now. I hope you guys can hear me. And I appreciate you staying with the show. And let's see what we got here. Let me see. Glenn Ford, remember the third string quarterback from Cal? I do. That's Garber's Glenn Ford. And I remember him because he was a Cal Berkeley Bear, and I happen to be a Cal Berkeley Bear fan. Don't ask me to explain that, please. I'm from California and I'm a bear. Okay, it speaks for itself. But I actually am a Bear fan, and I honestly I like Garbers. I just think that physically he doesn't have the strength to make some throws. I think he reminds me a lot of Brock Purdy for the 49ers. He's the kind of guy that if you brought him in and you want him to go station to station and make certain throws, he can do that. But if you expect him to be a guy that takes over and becomes a starter and is somehow like your guy of the future, I don't think Gabbers is or Garbers is that guy. Kim Calhoun said, "You're hilarious." Thank you, Kim. Appreciate the love. Don't want Jimmy G. Troy Gill, no one wants Jimmy G except the ladies. But as far as Garoppolo, I'm not interested. I'll be honest with you. And he's a winner, but he was a winner on a club that had a pretty solid team. The Niners are a pretty solid team, and so I think they made him look better than he made the Niners look. You know what I mean? Okay, hold on. Let me get this sucker right in front of me. So hopefully this works out. Okay. Mr. Raider Bear, this is Tommy. I'm sorry my Eagles didn't beat the Chiefs. Mommy put me on punishment for saying bad words when that holding call happened at the end. Doc Raider, Tommy, love you, brother. Welcome to the show, Tommy. And I would say this to you: um, your Eagles only have themselves to blame. You know what I mean? They turned over the ball early for 6 points. They were kicking field goals when they needed touchdowns. You know what I mean? There were some plays there that they wish they had back. That kid getting called for holding at the end, I thought that was a bogus call because I thought the ball was uncatchable. I thought it was too far out of his distance to call that call, especially when you called it. But Anna Diaz, that would be dope. Do it. What about Jacobs? I think I heard he really didn't want the franchise tag. He doesn't, Corinna Trujillo, because he will lose a lot of money if he gets the franchise tag. He'll make about $10 million, but after that, in reality, on the free agent market, he would make more like 16, $18 million, probably minimum 14. And so he's losing money the instant they franchise tag him. Reyes Antonio says Bear needs staff. He's a staff. Agreed. Nicholas Maida said, I agree. Draft levies. And where did you go? I have this mouse, and it's like this futuristic fancy gaming mouse, and it has one, two, three, four. No, wait, one, two, three, four, five, six. It has 7 buttons on it. And it's like at any time, if one of your fingers just glances one of the buttons, it goes click. It hyper responds because it's a video game mouse and it is way too sensitive. Do you think they will really move Darren Waller? And then who do we get for a tight end? Well, Matt Robertson, that's the thing. Who do we get at tight end if we move Darren Waller? See, I can't know that. But what I can tell you is this: they feel like they can win at the tight end position without someone who's one of the best in the league. You see what I'm saying? And then they can make a tight end one of the best in the league because the offense that they're running features tight ends aggressively. Lots and lots of middle post and corner routes, slant routes that they run with tight ends. So they haven't shown us much yet because Darren Waller was hurt a lot of the year, and then they didn't want to use a lot of it with Derek Carr because they were trying to sabotage Derek Carr's career. Now, when I say they, I mean specifically Josh McDaniels, not, I repeat, not the Raiders. That's why I'm mad that Derek Carr wasn't willing to make a deal with the team and see the Raiders get compensation for him because he's dogging the Raiders, and the Raiders are who drafted him, made him rich. They're why he pays his bills and can afford to do all these special things with his kids and his wife and so on. You know, be mad at Josh McDaniels, but don't hurt the team and the franchise that made you what you are. You know what I mean? And then go video and your stupid brother, whatever. Roger Rother said, "This is just my opinion, but trade Waller. He, if hurt prone, play when he feels it, take a trade, get some new blood in." Roger Rother, welcome again. And not only do I agree with that, but I happen to think that um, that Darren Waller had it. The rumors that he had said, "I don't want to play with Derek Carr anymore," I think were true. And I think Josh McDaniels was fine with that, wanted to keep him healthy. So he gave him his time to go to YouTube and make rap videos very badly. Just good. Just look up Darren Waller on YouTube. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. He has one song where he says the N word like 27 times in like 10 seconds. It's terrible. I did not go to get milk, Jeff Foster, although that was a good one. Matt Robertson, I am back. Appreciate you waiting for me. Thank you, Anna. There's the bear. And what YouTube channels can find you? Troy Gill, my YouTube page is the same as my name. It's Raider Bear Live. You probably just type in Raider Bear, but it's lowercase r. I have to fix that. I'm writing to advocate for Tommy. Bless his heart. He was so into the game and he's passionate about his team. Can you take him off punishment? Corinne, I love you. I'm Raider! It is. It is. Arapaho. That's what I call it. Raider Bear, casually late to the party tonight. Hope you and your family are well. I'm big on levies in the draft, but I can't convince myself taking a quarterback at 7 is the right pick. He's still on the board. There's good talent at quarterback in the later round. Ted Thane, great comment. Welcome to the show. And Ted, I would have to say to you, and I don't mind you being late, brother, but I would have to say to you, um, Skoronski is the pick today. You solidify right tackle. If you solidify right tackle, you've already got Colton Miller at left. You're solid. There's guards all over the league. And if you need to get a better center, then do that too. But right now, get that right tackle, shore up the line. That's what I believe they should do. I don't know that that's what they're going to do because, again, Skoronski represents the best of what will be available at that position at 7. Will they want to pay him? Will they want to have those problems with him in 4 years when he deserves it? I just think maybe they may wait to the third round before they sign or fix their problem at right tackle. John LaJoy, I don't think Jimmy G is going to go to the Jets. I definitely don't think he's going to come to the Raiders, but I do think that the rumors of the Raiders being interested in him, you have to take those seriously because Josh McDaniels knows him so well. And Josh knows that he knows his offense so well. So you have to take some of that to heart. Mike Ramirez said, except the late. Nicholas, the holding call was bogus, but they lost the game before that. So, in my opinion, I just feel like the league gave it to the Chiefs at that point. And the league and the refs gave it to the Chiefs at that point. They fought back. They had the momentum. They scored touchdowns in every drive they had in the fourth quarter. To me, if there's any truth to the rumor that there's a man behind the curtains pulling all the strings for the NFL, like it's some sort of traveling muscle circus with a football, I could see where you might do it that way. Where you because at 35, when the Chiefs got to 35 and the Eagles were down, I just thought it was over. Then when the Eagles came back and tied it at 35-35, I was like, whoa, overtime. And then when the Chiefs got the ball and started doing their thing, the Eagles just couldn't stop a nosebleed. And let's remember, this is an Eagles team that all year led the league in sacks with 4 sacks per game on average. 4 per game. you imagine that? Raider fans saw our team get 4 sacks per game, they'll probably pass out on a ecstatic happiness. You know what I'm saying? It would be nuts. Oso Raider and Oscar De Leon. The Raiders have faced so many obstacles. This was one of the most frustrating seasons, with 9 of the 11 losses being one possession games. Yeah, but Oscar, honestly, I just think that Mark Davis put the 1-year deal clause in in Derek Carr's contract so that if he had a bad year, Josh McDaniels could get out from under him. Well, I think Josh McDaniels always wanted to get out from under him. Otherwise, why is he making so much other movement? He wants to make the whole team his team. And you see coaches like this all the time. Whenever you get a new coach, you get a massive change. It's just how it works. You know what I mean? You get lots of big moves and little moves. I mean, you get lots of little moves and big moves. You know what I mean? And they're not going to do anything with Monty Adams. But as far as Darren Waller or Josh, Jacobs and so on, stuff can get done. Again, there. Vicky, you got to take a picture in your bear shirt for me so I can put you in my people. Jim Vanderlyn, welcome to the show. He says Jimmy G is not a real quarterback. I checked the stats. The year they won the Super Bowl, they ran the ball 87% of the time. Any scrub can have the ball up. Yeah, that's true. Niner Beto, everyone's saying hi to you. If Waller is a Raider this year, I'm going to a game with his family. Jeff Foster Jr., that would be dope. I'm still at work since 7 this morning. Ugh, I'm ready to go already. Vicky, again, you get home and get some sleep, sweetheart. Derek Carr doesn't all the Raiders nothing stop crying. And honestly, not only am I not crying, I'm excited that Derek Carr's gone. I went on to my page today, Raider Bear Family page. Like and subscribe, Raider Bear Family page. Like and love and subscribe. Hit that little bell for notifications, both on Facebook and YouTube. Check me out, Raider Bear Live, Raider Bear Family page. We're doing big things. Now, I think it's a new era. I really do. I didn't think we were ever going to do anything with Carr. I didn't think that Carr couldn't win a Super Bowl. I just thought that we were never going to do it with him. I didn't think. It's not that I don't think he's capable. I just didn't feel like we were ever going to be able to build a team around. When you get a new quarterback like we did with Derek Carr, you have to have the coach that's in place have success with that young quarterback. Because if he doesn't, and you bring in a new coach, then the quarterback's starting all over. And then if that coach doesn't have success, you bring in another guy, and then you're starting all over again. 7 times in 9 seasons. 7 coaches. Troy Gill, he is a big crybaby in my opinion because this is just business. And David Carr needs to shut up. He just needs to shut up. Oh, oh, great comment. Derek Carr literally broke down crying. Oscar De Leon, yeah, he was embarrassed. I mean, that was the game that we lost to the Colts when they had a high school coach. So, yeah, that can stay. DPC, what's up, brother? Legend in the house. My guy, David Feldcliver. Waller was guaranteed money this season. Yeah, he's not happy with how they managed his hammy. He asked to get work done on his hammy. They said no. Then when he and Renfro were out, McDaniels didn't communicate with a single one of them for a month. Yeah, I honestly can see both of them being gone. Think again, little subtle shot. My man Beto. Let's see. That's grandma in coming out to advocate for Tommy. Yeah. I hope Carr goes to the Niners so Niner Beto can feel our pain. I'm supposed to entertain you guys, not the other way around. See, my audience, that's the difference between all my show and all these other shows. Their audiences suck. I have heard that the knock on Skoronsky was short arms. What about Paris Johnson? Um, Matt Robertson, welcome to the show. I think Paris Johnson might be gone before we'd be willing to spend a pick on him. That's what I'm getting at. If we're going to go for a right tackle, their opinion is the depth at right tackle is high when you consider that busts on the line are usually low than you find at other positions. You usually have a higher bust rate quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, etc. No, 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 no. Stop with the banners, Beto. No, no. We're gonna go with this banner. Yeah. So I've heard the yeah, and so yeah. I mean, but as far as a knock, Matt Robertson on Skoronsky, you're always gonna do that. Sometimes you're just and Skoronsky, the knock about his arms not being very long is it. Ah, Vicky Ginn, my first subscriber on YouTube. Appreciate it. Ah, nice. Tommy's off punishment. It worked, Corinna. Every quarterback was traded at one time. It's just Carr's time to go. We had his time to just get ready to move forward. Not only that, what did he expect us to do, Roger Rover? Should we have had a parade for him? Should we have scheduled a press conference for him to say goodbye to all of Las Vegas Raider Nation? I mean, how did he want us to do it? What would have made you happy, Derek? It's ridiculous. Oscar De Leon and Niner Meadows' head is blocking the receiver. Oh, good lord. I told him he needs to Google it, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, etc. The Niners are now the Santa Clara Niners. Drop the mic. Tell her, Corinna, tell her. Okay, finally leaving work. I forgot to call you and Ma Bear, but I will when I get home, Bear. Right on, honey. Daniel Smiley Balderas. What's up, Raider Bear? Kron the Patch Man in the house. Daniel Smiley Balderas. We gotta talk, man. I gotta do a new patch. Going back to Gannon, pre-car era, Steve, you guys, yeah. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That includes Niner Anna Diaz. You have a good night. Brandon Barrier, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. The O line or the D line, first round or second round pick. Troy Gill, great comment. Me personally, go O line first. I feel like O line busts higher than D line. So, for example, there's going to be less great offensive linemen and a whole lot more defensive linemen, in my opinion. You can even go to small schools and find a defensive tackle that can really shore up the run. You know what I mean? He might not be a guy that gets you a lot of sacks, but he may get you pressures up the middle because he breaks the pocket, etc. And that's really, enough from the center position. So I'm saying offensive line first. But there's always going to be knocks, like my other commenter was saying about Skoronsky having small arms, but I'm not sweating that. It didn't seem to be small when he was playing in the NCAAs. Again, Mama Bear's doing stuff. Carr can't play in the cold. He's built a tank for the playoffs. I don't know that he tanked against the Bengals. I thought he put up a good fight against the Bengals. Anthony Contreras. Hello, Raider Bear. What do you think for where we go from here, knowing Carr is gone? I think we go with a veteran quarterback, obviously. I don't think we're going to use one of these kids coming out of college until at least mid-year to an entire year of bench time getting to this offense. Where a lot of other teams might bring in a young guy right away, you're not going to do that with the Raiders because the offense is just too complicated. The audibles are too complicated. The terminology is too complicated. And so I just don't see a young guy coming in right out of college, whether it's CJ Stroud or anyone else, and just start for the Raiders. doesn't mean we won't look for a quarterback. I think we will. But I also don't necessarily think we'll go after CJ Stroud. I'm a firm believer that is the kind of guy that he likes to bargain buy. He wants to get flea market prices and then see if it turns into Pro Bowl quality. And to be honest with you, that does happen. You know, as I've said many times on the show, one of my favorite players, Max Crosby, was a fourth round pick. You see what I'm saying? He may feel like he can drop down into those three, four, and fifth rounds and still there by his quarterback, offensive tackle, etc. Jim Pendleton, he has not come out of seclusion. The reports that he had already gone into seclusion were incorrect. To my knowledge, he went into seclusion um, Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're looking at this Friday. He should be out by my math. It could be Thursday, it could be Saturday. But by my math, if he does hold true to 4 days, it should be Friday. I think another thing that people are underestimating is that there is a possibility that Aaron Rodgers will hang it up. And I know that you've heard people say on television he has 50 million rings, not 50 million reasons not to do that because he's got that big, contract bonus that this other team that picks him up is going to have to pay him or something in the neighborhood of it. Even if he restructures, he's not going to go that low. But I would argue with you that haven't we all noticed that Aaron Rodgers is a weird guy and more not just dishonest, but just a little bit weird. And so, in my opinion, his threats of retiring are real. I really think they are. I think that the reason we don't believe him is because he's so quirky about it, and he smiles, he makes coy little smiles and winks at the camera, and I just think he's having fun at it. And I think that there really is a chance that he hangs it up, but not to play golf. These people that think he's going to play pro golf or something like that, that's ridiculous. You know, he's not going to do it. Steph Curry's not going to do it. These guys that are pros in other sports, that golf, Tony Romo is the perfect example. Romo is finally finished with football. He tried to go pro at golf, and he fell apart because if you can keep a consistent game when you play golf, when you're just a guy playing off the street. If you're a super athlete in the NFL or the NBA and you play golf, you can be, pretty damn good. But now when the press come and the lights are on and the fans are screaming and you're in your golf cart in front of all those people, golf shots start to go all over the place. I mean, it's just inevitable. You're either a professional golfer or you're not. If you're a football player or a tennis player or any of that stuff and you think you can just retire and go to golf, you can try. I'd like the material to laugh at you on my show. Really want Richardson as the quarterback. He's going to be good with some experience. Edgar Lucky DeLeon, well, he looks just like he's a Justin Fields prototype. He's just got a better body. He walks around at about 235, 240 pounds. At 6'5", 240 pounds. That's a lot of quarterback. You know what I mean? Now that's a Jalen Hurts kind of quarterback. Mark Davis looking like Kingpin. T-Mac, this is the same guy that is getting in fender benders on the street in his cheap car and flying coach on Allegiant. I think all of Allegiant coach. Wow. I'm never going to be able to get a sponsorship from Allegiant now. But what I said was true. Good night, Nicholas. I say we go for Rodgers and take a shot at a Super Bowl, or we'll be talking about this every year. T-Mac, welcome to the show. And I would say this to you, T. I agree with you in this sense. I feel like we need to go for it for more than all these other reasons. For those of you who don't want Aaron Rodgers because of his personality and things like that, or his age, or whatever, let all that go. If you're going to take your best bet at getting back, you trade with the Broncos to try to get Russell Wilson out from under him. He has a Super Bowl. He's a running quarterback. He had the worst year of his career last year, but that was with a coach that was an offensive coordinator that was terrible. He got fired. So we can't hold any of what happened last year against Russell Wilson. So maybe trade for Russell. Who knows? Get a throwing quarterback that's experienced and has won a Super Bowl. Now, for those of you who think I'm crazy, let me explain. I am, and partly, and more importantly, though, we cannot see the Chiefs win a Super Bowl in Las Vegas. It just can't happen. It just can't happen. Someone's got to stop the Chiefs. If it's not us, someone has to. But I would like it to be us. Someone has got to stop the Chiefs. We cannot have the Chiefs come to Las Vegas and get one of their titles in Las Vegas. We just we would never live that down. We will literally never live that down if the Chiefs end up in Vegas and win a Super Bowl in our stadium. That's a lot to swallow, man. T-Mac said the Raiders are going through a carousel at quarterback. They are, T-Mac, and to be honest with you, that worries me. And I've already said it as a lifelong Raider fan. I'm terrified of the future because to me, Josh McDaniels was never meant to be a head coach, and he's always going to be a guy that should just be designing offenses, not a guy who should be running a team as the head coach. He doesn't handle the responsibilities of all those things well. Can he run an offense and work with your quarterback? Yes. Can he design a team? I don't think so. So I'm broadcasting. I'm doing my show because I love my Raiders and I love all of you. But do I see a bright future for the Raiders? I do not. I just don't. I just don't see how Josh McDaniels is going to be able to do it. It would be like putting a zebra in a horse race. You know, a zebra can't run like thoroughbreds. It just can't. And yet everyone's telling you this zebra is going to get it done. Just wait, watch. This zebra is the best zebra among all the zebras. Okay, well, that doesn't mean it can run with thoroughbreds, though. And that's what Josh McDaniels is up against. I just, you know, and all of you who know football, you know this. The Chiefs beat the Eagles with nothing but a whip route. They ran motion, then they ran a whip route. Then they ran fake play action, and then they threw to the whip route. It was just whip route after whip route. That now, for those of you who may not know what I'm talking about, think back to the last play where they called holding, and everyone's having the controversy about the holding call in the Super Bowl. That was a rip route that idiot Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, I can't believe they actually legitimized Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, of all the guys you could have been running into those routes, of all the wide receivers you could have put in that position to make a hero in the Super Bowl, you choose Juju. To me, that was almost a shot at all other NFL teams. And if I was the Eagles, I'd be embarrassed because you got beat by Juju, a guy who thinks he's a Twitter star and a TikTok dancer and does all these embarrassing things. And he's a nitwit, an immature, childish nitwit. And that's who walked the Eagles down the field. Whip route after whip route. It just basically is when you do your movement. You know how wide receivers, they go like this just before they're about to juke you. And then the guy turns right, takes 2 steps, stops, and then goes hard to his left. That's a whip route. And basically, they were killing the Eagles all night on whip routes. It was just at whip route after whip route on the right, on the left, motion left, whip route right, motion right, whip route left. It was really frustrating. And then to hear that their defensive coordinator got a head coaching job after being unable to stop the Chiefs at all. Give me a break. I know I'm running long. I did that because my show was going so garbage in the beginning, and so I apologize, and I just wanted to make up the time I'd lost in the beginning. Onward and upward. We aren't in a rebuild. Well, Jeff Foster, you said we aren't in a rebuild? I don't agree with that. Yeah, Brian Winfield, I've been having problems with it all night. James Walker, I agree. Quarterback, right tackle, and then the rest is defense. James Walker, I don't know that that's what they're going to do, though. For those of you who hate when I do this, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it again, but there's a very high likelihood that we're just going to trade down, that will come out of 7 and just trade down. You know what I mean? And let someone else have our 7, and we're just going to collect draft picks. until we get into the second round. I don't even know that we'll necessarily make a pick at 1. I'm being serious. Things are so bad right now. I'm that pessimistic that the Raiders could take a first round pick and end up not using it and not only trade down, but trade right out of the first round and just not want to take a chance at having to get a guy that they're going to have to pay a lot of money. Troy Gill, I can't say who it's going to be. I can only say this. It's going to be a veteran. I know they're not going to go with a young guy. So even if you see us draft a young quarterback, he's not going to play. And for those of you who agree with me about Will Levis, I appreciate that because I happen to think he's going to be a real good pro. Okay, Matt Robertson. Hey, Bear, how would you feel about using a middle round pick on a linebacker? I like that. It seems too many runs got through the middle and were picked up by one of the safeties. Perryman is good, but I think he needs more help. Matt Robertson, I completely agree. Perryman isn't good. He's great. I think Perryman is great. And in fact, I think he got better with us last year, collecting a couple of interceptions, running 2 of them back for almost 25 yards. So he's athletic. He's got good hands. He knows how to play in space. I like Denzel Perryman a lot. Now, your comment, love it. I would say a second or a third round pick on a linebacker, and then you pair him with Denzel Perryman, and now you have something. But you want to look at linebackers like garbage men. They're supposed to cover what the defensive tackles on the defensive line missed. So you want your defensive line making plays on running backs. When they can't, then your linebackers come up and clean the mess. Great comment, Kurt Trujillo. Anthony Contreras said, thank you, brother. Hopefully we can make some good decisions or picks for next year. Well, Anthony Contreras, that's the thing. I think they will make good picks. I just think they're not going to be exciting ones. They're going to go with their brains and their gut. So, in other words, if say they pick at 7, there's going to be a lot of the best at every position. Best corner could be on the board. Best wide receiver could be on the board. Best linebacker could be on the board. Best defensive end could be on the board, maybe. Now, having said that, will they make that move? I just, for some reason, it just feels like they don't want the responsibility of having a guy that just is guaranteed a certain amount of money because he's that high a first round pick. And then in 4 years, you got to pay him or let him go. I just don't think they want to deal with that. T-Mac, only thing is, if we get Rodgers, does McDaniels adjust to Roger playing or Roger adjust to McDaniels? Now, what it is, T-Mac, great question, and I actually can answer that. Rodgers can adjust to McDaniels because Rodgers at one time or another was in this offensive package that Josh McDaniels runs. Now, I forget the name of the offense. I apologize for that because it does have a very specific name. But that specific style of offense, Aaron Rodgers knows. I've actually read that about him. They said that one of the enticements of Aaron Rodgers beyond Jimmy Garoppolo is obviously he's a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo, but he also knows the offense. Maybe not as well as Jimmy G, but well enough that he can come in and be a starter. Jim Vanderlyn, I think Rodgers is a possibility. I really do. I think that his darkness thing will end on Friday. He has not come out of it yet. He entered into it on Tuesday. So if he goes by the 4 days, he said Tuesday, 4 days, Friday. Levis is the only quarterback we should be looking at. He has the physical attributes and is a competitor. The man runs like George Kittle. Now, I would say to you, Jeff Foster, there are other quarterbacks, including Anthony Richardson, who have a build and the kind of strength that Levis has. But I don't know that there's another quarterback in this draft that has that combination of both things. Canyon Stone said, but what about the what about the UFOs? Canyon Stone, honestly, what I always say is this. If there are UFOs, why should we be scared? because if they were going to do something, they probably would have a long time ago. So I don't think they have, intentions to destroy us or whatever. Because if they did, why wouldn't they have done it by now? Let's not ride that way, Joseph Bear. What's that mean, Edgar? Vicky Ginn watching me in the Uber. Nice. Raiders! One time for the Uber driver, who probably is a Raider fan, let's be honest. Until Davis and McDaniels are gone, I don't see us beating or being able to stop Kansas City, unfortunately. Ted Thane, I don't agree with that. Now, the only reason I say that is because just because we don't like Josh McDaniels and just because we don't agree with some of the things he's done thus far, that doesn't mean he couldn't pan out, make picks, get people on the right page, get the right quarterback, and get us back to winning. I'm not willing to go that far and say that it can't happen. I just don't believe it will. My experience with Josh McDaniels is that he is no different than Nathaniel Hackett, the former offensive coordinator of the Seahawks, who got the head coaching job with the Broncos. He was terrible, and he got fired almost immediately, which I have all due respect for the Broncos ownership and ownership team for firing the guy immediately instead of waiting around to figure out if he's still the guy. He wasn't. I prefer a quarterback carousel until we find the right fit than sticking with something that clearly isn't working. We stuck with Carr for too long. Jeff Foster Jr., I completely agree. There's not going to be another 8 or 9 year run for a quarterback that doesn't even win the division. Shane Street, what's up? I know you're always there for a Raider Bear. That's my guy. Look at that profile picture looking good. Zebras are faster. They have the outrun. I hate zebras. They look like officials. Oh, my comments tonight. I love you guys. Juju is like Magic Mike. I don't want to know how. I see us having a winning season as long as we have McDaniels. Ooh, good Lord, Doc Raider. You're the best Raider show I know. I sent stars to you, my brother. Keep up the great work. Anthony Contreras. Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Much love to you. Let's see. People aren't talking enough about Kadarius Toney. If he's healthy next year, he'll be a monster. Jeff Foster, they're talking about him enough. I felt like he changed the Super Bowl. When he took that kick and brought it back to inside their 10, that was the end of the game. That was when you knew the Chiefs had him. So I personally, I thought they were finished once Kadarius Toney did that. It was just, to me, that was a little bit too much to overcome at that point. All right, that's my show. That is my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. A Raider! Let's go! Hey, look, I'm keeping up the energy. I got to keep the positive energy so it rolls over Josh McDaniels. Hi, Rose. Aww, good night. Much love. Don't forget to subscribe to Raider Bear Live, Raider Bear Family page. Like and follow and subscribe on YouTube. And I will see you tomorrow night. Raider Bear.